skipping ahead, Tracer writes, one of Biden's most salient qualities, perhaps what Frances Fox Piven meant when she referred to his, quote, sleazy politician vibe, and others describe as his undeniable aptitude for retail politics, gives him another advantage. Joe Biden is good at being a politician. When ideological shifts are precipitous, said Claudia Sahm, an economist who served on the Council of Economic Advisors under Obama, some people get very torn because they're not fighting just an older generation, they're fighting their past selves. But if you're political enough, you just roll with it and pretend no one noticed. I don't get a lot of sense that from Biden that he's feeling bad, and he shouldn't feel bad. Over the years, he has changed his mind on gay marriage and abortion, acknowledged that the drug laws he wrote wreaked havoc on families. We actually do want politicians to be responsive, at least to our side, said Dorian Warren. Politicians are supposed to constantly put their finger to the air to see which way the wind is blowing. It's our job to shift the wind. I mean, again, here, it's like this acknowledging trauma thing. You know, it's like, well, Biden feels bad about those millions of people he put behind bars in the fucking 80s and 90s. And,
not doing anything about it, but he has
Yeah.
acknowledged it. So I can feel better about voting for him and defending him online all day.
That really is like when people are like, Biden's really surprised me. What they mean is like, oh, he's totally alleviated any social awkwardness I have from like doing
Yep.
5 years of like, nah, honey, I'm done with old white men, despite like, you know, going to Vassar and being a descendant of like both the Warburgers and Otto von Bismarck. 5 years of just being like, talking about like ableism or whatever, and then like Biden gets in there. He saw what you went through, the gulf between what you said and what you were doing, and he's like, don't worry, I'm gonna like I'll do that thing where I say the same thing in a tweet 20 times. Or I'll get someone who works for me to do it.
I mean, there's like another telling line about how like politicians shouldn't have to fight their old selves or feel bad about it. You know, because it's like
That's amazing.
because
Yeah,
it's just like, well, okay, like we're empowering these people to fix the problems that they caused, that they directly caused, and then they're like, oh, well, in order to do that, they shouldn't feel bad about causing them in the first place.
Joe Biden is like the Forrest Gump of everything that went wrong for the past 40 years. And not went wrong, was purposely done wrong. He's smiling at the side of every picture. And he wasn't necessarily the architect of all of these, but he was definitely there. The ones he wasn't, he was still there, making sure he got his fingerprints into the concrete so he could get like a windbreaker and a handshake out of the deal. Like this is not just like a bystander to history. He's been everywhere.
One of the ways the wind has changed in recent years is that it's not always blowing from the top.
Amazing
Joe Biden's
sentence.
not always getting top anymore. He's getting blown in different ways.
I crashed the Wraith. The road top was too sloppy. We all make mistakes.